Hi everybody! Welcome back to another new episode of Discovering Art Together. My name is Victoria, and today we're going to talk about hyperrealism back in the 19th century. Ooh, this is exciting. So we're actually going to take a look at some older paintings that have hyperrealistic aspects to them and how amazing it is that they could actually do such detailed works back in that time period. All from life as well. So we're going to jump in and just to see how this particular artist, which is called Antoine Berjon, and he is a 19th century French painter that was very much well known for being one of the best and well-renowned flower painters back in the 19th century. So let's go ahead and explore a little bit of his beautiful and hyper-realistic paintings. Let's go! So another awesome brand new article by George Bothemaly, which is called Antoine Berjon Still Life. And he was talking a little bit about how detailed and amazing and exceptional his works are for any artist at that time period. And I would still also believe he is still a very amazing painter and artist till this day. So we're going to take a look at how he approached painting a close enough hyperrealistic. I wouldn't completely categorize his paintings as actual hyperrealism because today's hyperrealism is a lot clearer because of photography. So back in the days, it's probably a little bit harder, and really it would depend on the person, because if you couldn't see really clearly, it would change the quality of the painting. So let's go ahead and take a look at two paintings today by Antoine Berjon, and the first painting is called Still Life with a Basket of Flowers. And the second painting that we're going to look at today is called Still Life with Flowers, Shells and Shark Head, and Petrifications. That was a very interesting word in this one. Very long title for this painting though, but this is also a very interesting and beautiful painting that he did. So let's go ahead and start with the first painting to see what we can discover and learn from Monsieur Antoine Berjon. Allons-y. Let's go. When we take a look at the first painting of this basket, Still Life, it's actually really beautiful. As you can see, the composition is very well done. We can see a very good flow within this painting. So it has like a very dynamic composition, as you can see, where the flowers at the top is kind of directing towards the top right corner, and the boat-like basket is directing towards the bottom right corner. So that gives lots of dynamic, lots of angles, and that's what makes this painting very attractive. But at the same time, it isn't too much because we have something to balance it out and stabilize it, which is the beautiful flower vase on the left side, which we probably presume that he would probably take the flowers later on and arrange them into the vase, or the flower pot. I would call it a vase. And the other interesting thing is that the way he placed the still life onto this table of his, and it looks like it's probably some kind of stone or marble for the top part, and the angle and perspective of this table gives a lot of perspective and dynamic to it as well. The other thing that was also very interesting is that if it were just the flowers at the top with the vase, it would look a little bit too crowded. So since we do have this extended area of the table, if we did not have this drawer open, it would look very empty and we want something to kind of connect this really large black area, or else the tone weight, kind of like in the video that we talked about before in color weight, that would be way too heavy for this painting. So in order to balance out the whole composition there, it was really smart for Antoine to actually put and pull out the drawer with other treasures and little mysteries inside of it, because we do see some shells and other unknown treasures in there, but that makes it a really beautiful balance between the composition here. And let's talk a little bit about color composition that he used in this one. So color composition, I would say he used a mixture of yellow, pink, or we can also consider that as red, white, and black. So very neutral, nothing super extreme or anything. The white would more or less be considered the flower, and also I would categorize the vase and the tabletop in white because it's the brightest part in this painting. Black would definitely be the background and any of the dark shadows that we see in here. And the yellow would definitely be the basket, and the pink would be the pink roses that we see in the basket, along with other arrangements of flowers in there. But generally I would say it is very nicely arranged, nicely organized, and it's just such a beautiful composition. And I found that really interesting is that we have these little cute little blue flowers in the front, and it was a nice choice of colors that he has a cooler tint to these smaller flowers while he has a warmer background because the vase has a warm reflection from the yellow basket. Okay, now let's take a look at our second painting over here and see how the composition are made, how the color compositions are made, and also we'll jump right into the hyperrealism very soon. So let's go ahead and take a look at our next painting, which is still life with flowers, shells, a shark's head, and petrification. So with this painting, as you can see, it is a lot more going on in this one. There's a lot of things that are stuffed into this composition. It's a little bit more messier than the previous painting that we looked at for sure. I would prefer the other one more than this one though, but this one is still interesting because once we kind of take a closer look at it, we do see a lot of the main focus would probably be either the shark head and the shell, or the flower arrangement on the right side, because that kind of aligns with the golden ratio. So it isn't too bad because we can also see a very balanced and stable composition, because with the flowers and just the general large shape that surrounds the flowers, the shark head and the shells, and then the bottom part of the flowers in the vase has like a triangular shape. So triangles are generally a good shape to express balance because it has a wider bottom and a thinner top. So with that, we are very stable. Now with color composition over here, this painting has used a split complementary color. So we have green and orange. So orange would be definitely the woody color of the drawer and the table. And then also the green would be the leaves of the flower arrangement, and then also the beautiful ceramic green pot, which is really gorgeous. That's the first thing that actually caught my eye, is that green ceramic pot. So it's really, really nice to see something unusual in a beautiful still life painting. So with that, other than that, definitely we have a lot of white to help neutralize and balance out the whole painting from the super dark background. So in both paintings, Antoine used a very dark background in order to pop out the main subject, which is the flowers, the still life itself, and that always has a really strong and impactful way of having us focus on the main thing that we want to look at, which is the flowers and the still life. So that is always very well done and very well balanced. And then he also did a similar thing with the drawer over here, just to make the still life a lot more interesting, a little bit more storytelling into it as well. And you can kind of see that flowers are slowly kind of falling into the drawer where it's kind of laid on the tabletop there, where the shell and the shark head is. But yeah, this one is a very interesting painting. I do prefer the other one a lot more. This one is quite chaotic, despite all the flowers in here, all the extra details, and just color as well. It's very, very jumpy. Okay, so that's pretty much it for composition and color composition for both paintings. Now I'm going to explain a little bit about the actual hyperrealism part of this. So what makes this painting so hyperrealistic, or what makes both paintings so hyperrealistic? I would say it feels so real, and the values and the colors that he used for both still lifes are true to what we actually see in real life. As you can see for the one with the basket, that one I would say is the one that looks the most realistic out of the two, because of how neutral, nothing is like super extremely vibrant, right? Because we're not really used to these intense chromatic colors, and this one is really mellow, really soothing, and it's just really amazing how he could actually add all the subtle details and the correct lighting and reflection on the vase, and also on the basket, and also on the table too. Like, everything is very, very well done and executed. Yeah, it's amazing how much details you can actually put in there. Like, his paintings has like a really nice feeling to them. They feel like really fluffy. If you see some of his other like still life paintings, just for an example over here, you kind of see like the flowers, they have like this very soft, warm, and like fluffy kind of feeling to it, which is really nice because it has like a dreamy feel to it. So that's what I mean by it isn't exactly the same as our current hyperrealistic painting or drawing style that we have today, because everything that we draw hyperrealistic today is like super sharp, super clean, and all that stuff, just because we have the influence of photography. So everything's like really crisp, very clean. We do have some a little bit more diffused areas though, but most of the times it's like really clean and all that. But with Antoine's paintings, it has a kind of a mixture of dreamlike and painterly-like and photorealistic. So I would just probably call this realism in the end, but it's very close to the point that it's more onto the hyperrealistic side, just because of how much detail, how much attention he pays to the true color, of how true color works in real life, and just having a more realistic approach to it. Okay, and that is it for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this brand new episode of Hyperrealism from the 19th century, and hope you like this new discovery. This is going to be one of my new favorite artists of the year, and I was happy that I got to discover this from the awesome article by George Bothemaly, and I'm super happy that I got to share it with you guys. So feel free to check out more of his artworks, and also continue to discover more, and just kind of see if you can find something that you like today, but it actually did have a popularity back in the olden days. And a little homework for you guys this week. So this week's homework, I'm trying to see what I'm going to give you guys. Try to see if you can actually merge hyperrealism with painterly like methods together. Let's see what that would make. That would actually be pretty interesting, because we can mix the future with the past and then see what we can kind of create in something new. it's kind of like a combo, because I do see a lot of photographers actually using that, where they like the Golden Dutch Age style of lighting and colors, and the new aspect of what they do with it is that instead of painting it, they would actually take photographies of floral paintings. And that is really inspiring, because we're kind of bringing the new and the old together. So have fun, explore, experiment, try out new things, and yeah, share your love for art. Okay, awesome. I shall see you guys in the next episode. And before that, I wish you guys a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year as well. But Christmas comes first, so I'll see you guys after Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. But I hope you guys have a happy holiday season if you celebrate Christmas. And if you don't, I hope you have a wonderful winter break. And I shall catch you guys next time. Okay, thank you again. Take care. Bye.